doing Agree Disagree.
Let's get to it. We're doing our most famous segment, Agree or Disagree. There you go.
And then we also are doing a Patreon episode with him, on which we will probably do a bracket and discuss random things.
That's correct.
We also have a segment after this called Comics versus Movies.
And
fun.
We'll get into that explanation in a minute. But that's a new segment. Here we go. Y'all ready for Agree or Disagree? You know the rules.
I assume I agree or disagree.
Yes, we will count it down. So 3, 2, 1, then flip. Don't flip before that. Here we go.
Got it.
Nice job teaching them early.
We've been through the rigmarole.
Yeah.
We read it and the guest will do it already. And we also need to say it out loud for the audio listeners.
Yes.
I've had audio listeners text me and be like, you just hold it up and don't say it out loud. We have no idea whether you agree or disagree.
Yep, you're right.
That is actually hilarious.
Our bad.
It's our bad. The Dark Knight is the best Batman movie.
3,
2, 1. Agree, disagree. Y'all
What do you got?
The Batman.
Oh, so you like the Batman more?
Yeah.
Okay, give us a quick synopsis of why.
It is the hyper stylization. I like that very noir, very seedy atmosphere for Batman.
You like that opening monologue, that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
I need to watch the Batman again. I've only seen it once. I remember being really good. We just rewatched The Dark Knight. Everyone hates me. You
don't like The Dark Knight?
I gave it a 9 out of 10. I just don't like the ending very much, and people act like I'm.
I think
like
The Dark Knight is
person.
Amazing. I think it is a genuinely very good film. I just
great.
would put the Batman above it.
That's fine.
I said disagree because I need to rewatch the Batman and also Batman Under the Red Hood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of the animated ones.
You are now.
But I would still put, I think, both of the other two above Under the Red Hood.
Yeah, me too. Is Under the Red Hood your favorite animated Batman movie?
Probably.
Or are you a Mask of the Phantasm guy?
No, probably Under the Red Hood.
Under the Red Hood's so good.
It's very good, yeah.
I love Batman the Animated Series. I've said many times that it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite show of all time, okay?
Okay.
I think Mask of the Phantasm is kind of weak. It doesn't do it for me. I think it's a weaker episode of the show, personally, for me.
Okay.
But everybody loves it so much.
I like this guy.
I got no stake in this.
This guy's energy. I love it.
Next one.
Yeah.
Captain America Civil War is better than the Civil War comic. Rare for us to talk about a comic that all three of us have read, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
3, 2, 1. Disagree.
Agree, disagree. You like the comic better than the movie.
Comic?
I do like the comic.
Crazy.
There's mainly one thing that I like. I mean, both are great. I love the movie, obviously. I like the explanation of the differences that they have and what Captain America is trying to do in the comics. I think they flesh that out better than it just being I'm gonna defend Bucky.
I think the inciting incident of the Registration Act is better than the Sokovia Accords.
Yeah.
But I do think that's where the props to the comic end.
I disagree. I've got one more prop to the comic that I think you'll both agree with. I think the Civil War comic does stakes better. People actually die.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
That's
Things
fair.
actually happen. The worst thing that happens in
war,
Civil War
is
Rhodey loses his legs and Spider-Man gets punched in the face, and now they're not the Avengers anymore. But then they're the Avengers a movie and a half later.
It's I think
Giant Man dies.
The stakes are definitely better, and I think obviously it's a comic, so you have more characters and you can do more with them. I just think you have the fundamental split between Iron Man and Cap is worse because Iron Man's even worse in the comic.
Yes, he's just way stronger in the movie.
He's just a bad guy all of a sudden.
Yep.
And it's if you're sending drones and shit after, I don't remember what he sends after Spider-Man, but he sends something after Spider-Man, and then Punisher has to save Spider-Man. It's a bunch of random crap to make Iron Man look super evil, so it'll work. And Iron Man's logic works better with the Sokovia Accords.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Iron Man's side makes a lot more sense.
He's still wrong, to be clear.
Yeah,
but,
I'm still Team Cap, but being Team Iron Man in the movies makes a lot more sense than being Team Iron Man in the comics.
If you're Team Iron Man in the comic, I don't understand what you just like fascism. You're just I love signing people up on lists. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah. And he's pressuring Spider-Man to reveal his identity, and there's fallout from that. And Punisher is shooting people, and Captain America is fighting Punisher. And then
Captain America fighting Punisher is what I do like that.
I love
that's a wonderful sequence.
And then Cap fighting Iron Man is also more brutal. Literally, Cap's jaw is hanging off in that scene. And when I first watched the movie, I remember thinking, I was like, oh, this is about to get insane.
Yeah, I thought they were for sure going to kill Cap in that movie.
I thought he was going to get effed up. But
no, I thought it was going to be like the comic, because Grillo was in it. I thought it was going to be Crossbones. I thought he was going to shoot him just like in the comic. But
But no, I will. Yeah, I think the comic does have. You have the characters can do more because it is a comic, but I think making it a more nuanced and chiller thing made for a better story in the long run.
But for me, like if I was to rate them, we're an out of 10 podcast. If I was to rate them, even though they're different mediums, I would give the Civil War movie a 9 out of 10. I think the best score I'm going to give the comic is a 7.5. I have a lot of problems with it.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. The X-Men should have returned in Deadpool and Wolverine instead of Avengers Doomsday. So we're talking about, Alan Cumming and James Marsden and, Ian McKellen and Sir Patrick Stewart and all that. 3, 2, 1. Disagree. And
Agree.
Nikhil, you're saying agree.
I
Why?
agree. Well, because the specific qualifications did not involve never having them come back. But
That's what you want.
that's what I would have preferred. I think Deadpool and Wolverine was already one giant nostalgia bait, and it was sold as that, and it was sold as a love letter to that franchise. So if you want to have the fifth goodbye to the X-Men franchise, do it there. We can have the Alan Cumming and everyone there, and you can have them interact with Deadpool and Wolverine. Obviously not in the story that actually happened, but if you were going to make a movie that had them, you could do it there. I think in Doomsday, it just clogs the movie. And it's again, we just did a love letter with Deadpool and Wolverine, and now we're doing another one by saying goodbye to them yet again in Doomsday.
Yeah. I say disagree because I think Deadpool Wolverine was already a mess, and I don't know how you add all those characters and not make it even messier.
I was going from a hypothetical different situation.
But I think I agree with you about not doing it at all, maybe.
That's what Days of Future Past was the goodbye.
Yeah.
I feel like we keep being we got to say goodbye to these characters. We keep doing that though.
Yeah.
Logan also goodbye to Charles. Charles dies all the time. And that's the other issue with me now.
I mean, he dies weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah. To your point, the end credit scene where they do the little montage, it does feel weird to now bring them back again. But apart from that, what he was saying is it's already messy, and we already have 5, 6 cameos in that movie that are not cameos, they're actual characters in the movie. Where I'm just Doomsday and Secret Wars need some insane stuff, so give it to them.
So I would agree that it would be too messy. I just think I'd prefer one messy movie over 2.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Make
I've
it
been
too
on
messy.
the train that Doomsday is going to be too messy for me since the beginning.
So is this, you guys don't care for Deadpool and Wolverine?
I like it. It's just it's messy, but it's still funny, and entertaining.
I give it a 7 out of 10.
I give it an 8.
I think it's a totally fine film, especially as a love letter to that series.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I think watching the credits actually made me retroactively like it more because it was the love letter to these the time of their lives where they were doing this for 20 or not for however long they did, 10 years or something. And I think I like that more than just we made this because we thought this was a really cool story, because it's just
it's
messy, action figures slapping into each other, which has an appeal, but
it's fun. Some movies can just be fun, but it's not the best.
It has Gambit though, so.
Do you like the Channing Tatum Gambit portrayal?
I like him for what he is in that movie. I think as a parody that the entire joke is I never got to have a movie.
Correct.
He's great. I am nervous about him in Doomsday.
Yes, me too, because he's such a parody in Deadpool.
To be fair, he did come out and say the Russos told him to tone it down and that he couldn't be so silly. And I like that. So good on the Russos, I guess. We'll see.
But you are, we'll talk about Gambit in a little bit, but I do look at you as definitely the resident Gambit guy I know. And I just want to say, what is your take? So obviously they're going to recast him with the Schreier X-Men movie, if they even do him, et cetera, et cetera. Are there people that you would like to play Gambit after Tatum? How do you feel about Channing Tatum?
I appreciate how much Tatum loves Gambit. And I like that he got his chance. I don't need to see him come back personally.
Yeah.
I would like a different actor. My ideal has always been Lakeith Stanfield. I think he would kill it. He's getting a little up there in age, so we got to do it soon, or we're gonna have to find a younger person. But that would be that's always my number one pick.
My girlfriend Rachel, her celebrity crush is usually our pick, and that would be Austin Butler.
Austin is, no offense to your girlfriend Rachel, I think the most obvious pick because he looks like Gambit.
He looks like Gambit, and he's hot, and he could do the southern.
And he could do it. He'd never do it, and I think that's the thing. He's too art. There are people who are not going to sign up for a 10-picture MCU deal, and probably don't need to sign up for a 10-picture MCU deal. And I would be shocked if Austin Butler came in.
You think he's too artsy?
Yeah. Or
I so disagree with that.
If the X-Men came in and got a better reputation as more than just popcorn flicks, I think Butler would be interested. But right now he's all about pushing his chops and his skill as an actor, and I don't think he's going to see Gambit as a challenge.
He's-
Not that he shouldn't be a challenge. I just don't think he'll see it.
He's
as that.
huge though. Why is he so buff now? He's getting ready for some superhero project.
I don't know. That's not
People
for
can
sure.
get big for other types
Also,
of movies.
He's massive.
Does he
though.
die in Dune? He does at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Okay.
kill
Well,
him
then
in
never
Dune,
mind.
Yeah, no, he's like massive now. Like it's like
Jake Gyllenhaal got shredded for a boxing movie or whatever the frick.
It's true. Boxing movies are big right now.
So Austin Butler's going to be the next Dwayne the Rock Johnson movie.
Yeah, maybe. That's
Smashing
more
machine.
likely than him being Gambit.
I think he would not want to sign up for Gambit.
That's
Yeah,
so.
I would
agree.
take it. Like, I'm not against it. I just don't think but it's a good cast because he looks just like the man. But I don't think he'll ever do it.
Interesting. The traffic in Los Angeles has gotten out of control.
3,
2, 1. Agree.
Agree.
I also have the caveat of disagree because I feel like it's always been like
That's what I was
that.
gonna say. It's not new.
But
The hell is this
recently,
question?
I've had a couple of bad experiences where it's like I'm driving to this place that's 20 minutes away and it's taking me an hour 40.
Yeah. It's on.
When I first moved here 2 years ago, I got into just parked on the highway for like an hour. Just there was no movement at all. The whole highway was still.
Wow.
It's never been that bad again.
It's awful. It's awful. You can never know what time you're gonna get somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just awful.
Well, even coming here today, I got delayed from
Yeah,
traffic.
It happens.
Now you know why I was scheduling things for the first time in my life.
Yeah. You're like, can we film at this time? I was like,
Oh yeah, and I
you
kept
never
pushing
know.
it back
You
too,
never
which
know. He's
wasn't
like,
helpful.
Oh, can we wait 20 minutes? I was like, yeah, I don't freaking care.
Yeah, no. Well, when we were talking about it the other day, he was like, "You don't have like a specific time."
Well, I was just like, when do
"Absolutely
you want
not."
me to show up? And he was like, just come by. And I was like, when do you film? And he was like, we don't have times. We roll out of
wake up
bed,
in
we
the
work
morning.
1 hour, we go back to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We do have to film like 4 or 5 episodes today, but between today and tomorrow.
Oh, seriously?
Yes, because he's about to be out of town, and then we're out of town for New York Comic Con for the next 2 weeks. So we will be filming.
I'll be out of town.
You're out
for
of
10
town for
days.
Comic Con for 2 weeks?
He is out of town this coming week, and then we
I
are both
leave
out of town the
Wednesday.
next week.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
My mother's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday,
Yay,
Alex's
Dad.
mom.
But yeah, ooh, that was exciting.
I was wondering if you were going to see that. Okay.
So this is going to be I. I'm going to start this sentence as I, so you're speaking about yourself.
Oh,
okay?
about me. Okay.
Okay.
I am worried about X-Men 97 Season 2. 3, 2, 1. Agree.
Of course.
Why are you worried?
I just they got rid of the guy,
Bo DeMaio.
Bo DeMaio.
Uh-huh.
And that's like, I'm not trying to say like you should have kept Bo DeMaio. He did a very good job,
Yes.
and he knew the X-Men inside and out.
Yes.
And this is something I've said to you before.
This is.
Oh.
I've been dying for you to say this on the podcast.
But I think in order to adapt the X-Men, it's gotta be personal to you.
Yeah.
It's gotta be something that's more than just like, oh, these are my favorite superheroes that fight my favorite supervillain. Like, it's gotta mean something, because it's steeped in so much real stuff. And I think that as a queer black man, he felt the X-Men on a real level. And I'm not, like, I don't know anything about the new guy, but it's more just like, he did good. And now I'd like to think X-Men, if he was still on the project, I'd be like, X-Men 97 Season 2 is going to be the best thing we've ever seen.
Yes.
But there is an element of doubt in that I don't know who's running the show now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think everyone's kind of feeling that. And we kind of knew why he was fired, and then we kind of didn't. And then, but like, his most recent tirade on Twitter was like, oh, well, yeah, he's never coming back. I was kind of holding out hope that maybe they'll come to their senses. But then he was like, Kevin Feige sucks. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's done. It's over.
It wasn't the James Gunn route, because they fired James Gunn from Guardians 3. Then he went and made the Suicide Squad, and they hired him back.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they also had the petition and everything for him.
Of course, and Chris Pratt and all those, and Dave Bautista were like, I am not coming back if James Gunn isn't coming back, which, by the way, homies of all homies. Like, that is... I yearn to have a moment like that. I yearn to be canceled, get fired from this podcast, and Andrew come out and say, I'm not doing the podcast without Hat Guy.
Yeah, it would happen. They did that for Chris Pratt, too. RDJ and all those people came out for Chris Pratt. So, like, the MCU...
Well, he was never fired, though. They were just like, stop being mean to our boy.
Yeah, I mean, for being canceled. So, there was no petition for Chris Pratt to come back. But, we would have one of those moments.
Yeah.
So you hope to be canceled?
Yeah.
No,
That's
it
a
was
snippet
joke.
I heard from right there.
I mean, I hope not, but I guess it could happen. You never know. Where'd you get this jacket? This jacket.
This is from a mystery box. And, I used to get a mystery box every convention I went to for content reasons, and this is the best thing I ever got out of it.
Yeah, most mystery boxes kind of suck.
Oh yeah. Well, this was like my first one, and it gave me a real false confidence that in every box there was going to be at least one gem, and it took me like years to get over it.
Is there a hood?
There is, but I can't. It won't actually fit over my head unless I
There's like a,
really. Sure.
Nice.
Oh, let's go. This is exactly what he wears for a living. Is a Spider-Man version of this.
Hey. Mine zips all the way up.
It does zip all the way up.
All right.
But it's accurate for his to not zip all the way up because it's got to have the
He's
mouth.
got to have the mouth, yeah.
The mouth, yeah. All right. Next.
There you go. I like this Doctor Doom hoodie.
I know.
Wearing. Very sharp.
I like it.
Very sharp. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Just for context before I say this, you and I agree on many, many things.
Yes.
Yeah, but I should have prefaced this. This is probably going to be my least favorite episode of all time.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's
guy
hence the
glazes
opening.
Hat Guy.
This is the whole. This was the whole thing. As when I made that original stitch, I was like, I feel like Hat Guy's always right, and then my comments got mad at me.
Yes.
For a
Well,
long
no,
time.
you were right because I am always right, but you were defending me in my defense of Spider-Man: Homecoming, which
Yes.
don't worry, we will get into.
Yeah.
And you're a Last Jedi defender, which don't worry, we will get into. But this was the first time you ever came up to me and said, "Hey, Alex, you're full of shit." Was this exact topic?
Oh God.
Andor season 2 is better than season 1.
Oh.
3, 2, 1. Disagree. And you're saying agree.
I agree. I know because the time jumps. That's your beef, right?
The time jumps really bother the fuck out of me.
I don't mind the time jumps.
Because it's such a great show, I just need more of it. And it got to the point where there were just gaps in the story that it stopped becoming, oh, I want more. And it was like, I need more. Like, you're missing shit that I need.
I think it's just a matter of going into it. Like, I think, yes, like if you're trying to see it as, like I just watched it as if they were four like miniseries basically. Like, and I was just like, here's this week's miniseries. It's 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And then each one has like a complete arc and stuff. So I was completely satisfied that way. I never even really thought about like what comes immediately after the 3rd or 4th episode.
But season 1 is so interwoven. And
season one's a fantastic season of television. I love season 1, and it's just a different creative like outlet.
Yeah.
Like you could not span as much time as he wanted to span, and do it in that interwoven way without dropping more stuff.
No, I agree, but I wanted more seasons.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think everyone wants more seasons, but I think the biggest criticism of a television show is that there's not another bit of it, and that's pretty good.
Sure.
He's cooking.
Sure. I guess we'll leave it at that. Tony Gilroy's kind of the GOAT, though.
Oh yeah, he was wonderful.
He's the man.
You were with us.
I was, yeah. See, the thing is,
event.
not only do they invite me to this podcast every single event, but apparently they forget we were there every single time. The 3 of us all together met Tony Gilroy.
And
Diego Luna.
Yeah, Diego.
That's hilarious. You were there for that. You're at everything.
Yeah.
Until you're not.
I do well, you know.
Yeah.
And then we just wipe it from our memories, apparently. All right, next.
Gambit is the best X-Men.
3, 2, 1.
Disagree.
Well, yeah, duh.
Yeah. Why
That's your GOAT.
Why do you like Gambit so much?
I don't mean. I guess it comes down to how you want to define best. But like, he's my favorite one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's because there's the fun reason, which is that he's the king of thieves and he's cool and he has the dope ass power.
Right.
And those are all like the
He's
surface
got a
level
cool
things.
trench coat and great
looks
colors
great.
and cool hair.
And
But
accent.
That was why he's my favorite, like, since I was a kid and, like, watching him in anything. But when I started reading all the books and stuff, the reason he stays my favorite is he's a very fascinating character study of, like, that's not the real him. Like, to the point of, like, Gambit, we're going to just talk about this now for the rest of the hour. Gambit is the name that he takes on when he gets exiled from the Thieves Guild. So he's literally can't be LeBeau anymore. And so he becomes Gambit. And it's a complete persona, essentially, of this swashbuckler who, like, has no cares in the world. But then the real him is like this angsty little fucking loser. And honestly, what it reads as to me is very like autistic. Like he's mirroring what he thinks is the correct thing. After their first big breakup in the comics, Rogue and Gambit, the next issue opens with him and Bishop at a strip club. And Bishop's like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here, man. And Gambit like thinks it's like, me neither. But you know, this is what you do after a breakup. And I think that's, viewing him in that way is what keeps him my favorite character. And it's hard because like in adaptations, they usually just do the mask. They don't really bother with the rest of him. But I like both of them.
That's cool.
Good answer. Who's your favorite X-Men?
Well, it's Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Just because of the...
I mean, he's cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
He is so cool.
What are you? What's your favorite?
Nightcrawler's up there. Normie, if we're talking just X-Men characters, Normie opinion, Magneto. Magneto's... Magneto to me is easily the best Marvel villain.
I think if you want to talk about like best, as in like from a story perspective, I don't know if Gambit enters the conversation there. Like Magneto, Magneto surpasses, I think, comic book level ability. Like he's like a major character in literature to me. Magic also, I think, has probably one of the best stories in X-Men. So it's like, but Magneto's a good choice.
You think that Magneto time capsule him, or you think that they should evolve the origin?
No.
I'm asking you.
I think keep the origin.
Yeah.
I think the idea of like, just trade out one atrocity for the other is kind of like not great.
That's a great point.
But at what point do they have to swap? Because he's going to be 80 at least?
It comes into like...
You can slow his aging.
You have to invent something anyway. Like it's already a little weird because at this point it's like, he was a child in the Holocaust and then he waits 50 years and now he's suddenly revolutionary instead of like just growing up and becoming one in the 60s. But like in terms of the comics, they de-age him all the time. They de-aged him in 1970 to about the same age as Scott so that this would never be a problem.
Yeah.
And I think you just have to add a line or something that's like, because he's a mutant, he aged. Like, there are so many mutants.
Just do that.
Exactly.
There are so many mutants older than him that no one thinks about or cares. Like
Logan.
But even like Mystique is older than Logan. And like no one really thinks about it or cares that much.
Yeah. Cool.